Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to the District Yoga. Today's practice is going to be a flow and myo practice, which is really just one that integrates a vinyasa flow and myofascial release techniques within it so that you can not only work into that movement of a vinyasa with the connecting the breath to the movement, but also, again, integrating those myofascial techniques to hydrate the tissues, to build and reestablish integrity in those tissues, and ultimately maybe get into a couple of those shapes a little bit deeper because we're working into the tissues as well. We're going to go ahead and get started. You will need 2 myofascial balls, so if you don't have them, feel free to grab them. We'll set them off to the side to start, as we're going to start in a child's pose today. So go ahead and come to all fours. Let the knees open up, let the feet come to touch, and then just shift back. Allow the forehead to draw down onto a block or to your mat. Arms can reach forward. And then just give yourself some space to settle in here. Give yourself a couple moments to just welcome your body and your mat, your body and your mind onto your mat. Just breathe. Starting to notice the breath. As you settle into this shape, maybe just start to deepen the inhales. Allow the exhales to just completely release out. Keep breathing. Finding a pace and a rhythm that feels right for you today. And ultimately, just using the breath to ground yourself onto your mat. Maybe noticing the connection that your body has to the mat, to the earth underneath you. Bottoms of the hands, the shins, the forehead, even the tops of the feet. Continuing to settle in. Take your last few breaths here. Child's pose, folding into the earth. And if not already, go ahead and sweep the arms forward. Spread through the fingers. Maybe slightly lift the elbows off the mat. And once you're ready, we're just going to make our way into a tabletop position, lifting the forehead and slowly starting to shift the hips up. And maybe making any adjustments through the knees if you need. Find yourself on all fours. And then once you're ready here, go ahead and drop the belly down. Send the gaze up. Feel the collarbones expand. Stay here a couple moments. Really press into the earth. Really breathe as the chest finds some opening. Beautiful. From here, take one last full breath in. As you exhale, we're going to slowly start to round through the back, starting to tuck that chin, really press the floor away. Feel the back body, the scapula spread apart from the spine. And then just press into that floor. Engage a little bit through the belly as you suck the belly button up and in. The last couple breaths. Finding some space through the back body. We'll find these cat-cows here. One breath, one movement. So when you're ready, drop the belly down, send the gaze up. Inhale, that is. Exhale that out, round through the back. Drop the belly, massive breath in. Exhale, dome and round. One last one. Find your rhythm, your pace. Inhale. Exhale, dome and round through that back. Once you're done with that, come back to a long neutral spine and then maybe shift back onto the shins. Find a seat. We're going to grab one of those myofascial balls that you have, and I'm going to go ahead and turn towards you. We're going to start on the right shin. And really, just to show you, it's really anywhere in that region of the shin, but you will be on the outer edge of that right leg to start. So go ahead and find your ball. Go ahead and find your way back to tabletop. And then we're going to place that ball underneath that right shin. So your right knee is going to come a little more forward than your left. And then place that right hand back down. I like to place my right knee onto the mat, maybe tuck of the back toes, but your knee can absolutely be floating. It is a little bit of a balance, so find what feels good. And then just stay in any place that you feel some sensation. Although we're not chasing extreme sensation in any way, we're just going to try to build some energy here. We're tapping into the shin, into the tissues of the shin. And we're just going to rehydrate those tissues. Just find a little circulation. Just breathe. Maybe here, really tune into the breath. So take a massive inhale. Really press that shin into the ball. On the exhale, just release into that ball. Let the ball sink in just a little deeper. Big inhale. Big exhale. Stay here. Just breathe. Again, you might not feel an extreme amount of sensation, which is absolutely okay. Again, we're not chasing sensation by any means, but if you do need to adjust up or down the shin, if you'd like, you could. Again, just breathe and find a place. I'm not here extremely long, so let's give this about 5 more deep inhales. Full bottom belly exhales. You might feel a little bit of tingling through the space of that right shin. Again, we're really just rehydrating and creating some circulation through that area that we're touching into. One last full breath. Exhale, stay. Slowly start to lift that knee off the shin. We're going to come to a seated position. So just find your way to a seat on your sits bones. Extend those legs out long. The ball's off to one side. And then just take some time to notice. Maybe close the eyes down. Notice maybe any differences from one side to the other. Maybe the toes on the one side you just worked feel a little bit more spacious. Maybe you feel some energy on that right side. Just notice. Could be subtle. One more big inhale. Stay there, breathe out. Slow as you need. We're going to come back to that tabletop position and just switch sides. So find the ball, bring it with you. Come to tabletop, and then once you're ready, we're going to place it again on that left shin this time. I like to place my knee down onto the mat, but yours could be hanging off of the ball depending on where you are. And then just breathe when you find that place. If your ball rolled off, that's okay. It absolutely does happen when working with these tools. Just breathe, find your way, settle in. Again, we're just kind of creating some energy to start out into this practice. It's a place that we often forget about when we're working and when we're doing things, whether it be yoga or any other fitness routine, unless you're really working into that specific muscle. It's a place that we tend to forget about. So it's nice to just touch into it, to say hello, to give it a little bit of love here. Again, if you want to make any adjustments up or down, you can. Just breathe, really pressing into that ball, letting gravity do its work. Beautiful. Again, not here super long. Let's give it 5 more breaths. If you want to lean back, sometimes that intensifies it. Although, again, not necessarily needing to intensify if you don't have to or don't want to. When you're ready, take one more big breath in. Stay there, breathe out, let that ball just sink a little deeper. Again, slowly lift that shin off that ball. We're going to come back to a seat again just to notice. Set the ball off to the side, extend those legs out long. And then again, maybe just notice any similarities. Maybe still any differences from one side to the other. Again, maybe feel some circulation into the lower body, maybe even towards the feet. Last couple moments. This is a nice experiential practice. And although we're integrating it with Vinyasa Flow, which we'll get to in a couple moments, it's nice to really just start with rehydrating those tissues. Go ahead and make your way back to a tabletop position. We'll leave the balls off to the side. Make sure they're not rolling around. Go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the hips. Come into your first downward facing dog. And then just pedal out the feet. Maybe notice here how your downward facing dog feels. You know, sometimes when I get into my downward facing dog, it's super sticky, right? It's almost like I have a little layer of gunk on me and I need to open it out as I move my body. But for me, at least after that practice there, I feel a little more energy. I feel a little more depth right away. Although, again, not necessarily needed, just a sensation that I feel. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's go ahead and get into the space of the shoulders here. So just warming up the upper body. Go ahead and shift forward to a plank pose. Find that engagement through the belly. Press the floor away. Send the gaze forward. Long spine. Feet pressing back. Engage through the belly. Take an inhale. Downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Yes, we're going to flow that through a couple times. Maybe 3 rounds. Just one breath, one movement. On your next inhale, shift forward, plank pose. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Stay here. Inhale. Stay here. Exhale. Once you're ready, we're going to press the chest back on an inhale. Slowly step or hop top of the mat. Find yourself in a forward fold. Maybe bent knees. It's the first one. Just hang super heavy. Maybe shake the head yes or no or some circles if that felt right. Just keep breathing. And then when you're ready, hands to the shins. Find your first half flat back. Lots of length. Exhale, forward fold. Dive into those legs. Start to bend at the knees. We're going to roll up to standing vertebrae by vertebrae. Crown of the head's going to come up last, as slow as you need to get up. Once you're there, arms are going to sweep up towards the sky. Inhale. Hands come to the heart space as you breathe out. Drop the hands by the side body, and you should have a ball nearby. So we're going to grab one of those, and we're going to keep it on the ground. And we're going to work into the feet here. So I'll go ahead and face you. We're just going to start on the right foot. Bring the ball to the center of the foot, really on the metacarpal ridge. We're on this edge where the toes meet the foot. And we're in the center of that. Our heel is on the mat. And our toes are hanging over that ball. So whether you have a tennis ball or a myofascial ball or even a lacrosse ball, find that there. And then just find the pressure that feels good for you. Lean forward, find something that feels right. Not too much, not too little. And then just stay where that feels appropriate. Keep breathing. We're going to touch into a couple different areas of the foot. So not only on this metacarpal ridge of the foot, but also the edges of the foot, the center of the foot. And really we'll kind of end with all over, scribbling all over. Take your last couple breaths. So here we're just utilizing compression as we press into the ball. Next, we're going to move into some cross-fibering of the tissues. So if you're with me, we're going to stay on that metacarpal ridge, so that toe edge where the toes meet the foot. And we're just going to go right to left. So we're going to go from the big toe edge all the way to the pinky toe edge, side to side. So again, this is cross-fibering of the tissues of the foot, since most of the tissues run the length of the foot. We're going perpendicular to that. You might have to adjust your stance. That's okay. Breathe as you go side to side. Don't feel like you can't lift the foot up and readjust. You absolutely can. Last couple moments like this, side to side. Again, you can go slow or you can go fast. You could have a lot of pressure. You could have a little bit of pressure. Depends on the day, right? Last couple moments. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to center. And we're actually going to come to the inner edge, so that big toe edge of the right foot. So go ahead and find it at the top where the toes meet the foot. And then we're going to roll with the length of that foot. So this should feel nice on that big toe edge, front to back. You can go fast. Again, you can go slow. You decide the pressure. If you find a nook or cranny that really feels good and you just want to stay there, you absolutely could. Again, working all sides of the foot. And again, when you're doing this practice, it's very experiential. So you're going to notice that maybe today it feels more intense than tomorrow, or vice versa. And it's going to change. That's a good thing. Your body changes. So with that, this practice will change. Last couple breaths, front to back on that big toe edge. I know I'm already feeling sensation through my foot. That's really, again, that rehydration of the tissues happening, the recirculation of blood flow to that area. And then once you're ready, we're going to come back towards center. So yes, center in the middle of that foot. And then we're going to roll again, just like before, front to back. So we're coming all the way to the back of the heel. I have pretty flat feet, so this feels pretty good for me in the center. Keep breathing. Noticing that the feet aren't super tight or tense. Just breathe. Let that ball just kind of sink into the bottom of the foot. Last couple moments through the center line. Whew. You might make some noises today. That's absolutely okay. It's absolutely welcomed. Let it out. Keep breathing. And then I think you know where we're going. We're going to go to the pinky toe edge, so the outside edge of the right foot. And already for me, I'm noticing that my feet are getting a little bit warm. And you might just notice that because, again, we're creating circulation through the bottoms of those feet. We're working through those tissues and kind of saying, hey, let's send some blood flow here. So that's why you're going to feel a little bit of warmth in the area that you're touching into. So pinky toe edge, front to back. This edge is a bit harder for me. So if the ball shoots out, it is pretty standard. That's okay. Just get the ball, bring it back, come back to the practice, breathe in, breathe out. Last couple. And then again, we're going to end with a scribble of the foot, which for me is a really nice one. So scribble, you just, again, scribble circles, front to back, side to side, really the whole foot. You could even come up to the toes, the heel. Just scribble, scribble, scribble for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and set that ball off to the side, making sure it's not rolling anywhere. And then just come to standing at the top of your mat, hands by your side body. Let the eyes close down. And from here, just see if you can notice checking in to what's happening on that right side. Maybe you feel, again, a little more warmth on that right side, a little more sensation. Maybe the toes feel a little more spacious. Just notice. Maybe the legs feel a little longer on the right side. Maybe you feel a little taller. One more big breath. Exhale here. Gently blink the eyes open. We're going to switch feet here. So find that ball again. And we're going to just start again steady by pressing into the ball, letting that back left heel rest down onto the mat, letting the toes hang over the ball that you have. And then just stay and breathe for a couple moments. Just letting that sink in. Feeling that compression. Last couple moments. Settling in to this side. Right away, you might notice it feels different than the other side, and that's okay. You might need less pressure, you might need more. Different sides, different sensations, right? So from here, last inhale, stay. Stay as you breathe out. And again, we're going to keep that heel down if you can. We're just going to go side to side, so left to right along that metacarpal ridge, or the ridge where the toes meet the end of that or top of the foot. You might need to adjust your stance. That's okay. Breathe in and out of that nose. I'll try to face you. Just keep breathing. Again, if there's a place that you feel like you need to stay, find that. Stay there. There's nothing wrong with stopping and just breathing where you are. Again, this practice is super experiential. Just find the goodness in it. Find those good little nuggets that you can get into. The pockets, the places of tension that you might not notice just in your general life. Last couple breaths side to side. We're taking some time on the feet because really the feet is where we start it all. We're on our feet a lot, whether it be walking, even when you're sitting down, your feet get to in some shoe or typically in shoes, so tension there happens just fairly naturally. We're going to go ahead and switch to the knife edge, the big toe edge of that left foot, and we're going to go again with the fibers of that side of the foot. So the length of the foot front to back. Again, you're on the inner edge of that foot. Keep breathing. Just in and out of the nose if you can. Again, find a pace, a rhythm, a pressure that feels good for your body today. Whew, my left foot definitely feels a little tighter than the right. Keep breathing. Last couple on this side. We're going to, again, move our way towards the middle, towards the center of the foot. Last 3, 2, and 1. Come to the center of the foot. And again, find the movement front to back. It could be fast. It could be slow. Find a place to stay. Absolutely. Coming from the toes all the way to the heel. Keep breathing. This is a little bit of a balance when you're doing this. So if you need a wall nearby, you could absolutely hold on to a wall or even a chair. Although I feel like a wall sometimes a little bit better. But work with what you got. Last couple through the center. And then again, we're going to move our way towards that pinky toe edge of that left foot. Find your way. I like to go very, very slow on the pinky toe edge, and probably because my feet are flat and I lose the ball if I go too fast. But it also just feels really nice, almost like you're just staying, but you're just slowly working through it. Keep breathing. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, last little thing, we're just going to scribble across the foot. So if you need to make an adjustment to your stance, do so now. We'll go ahead and scribble just across the foot. Again, back, front, side to side, circles, front to back. Whatever's calling your name today. Breathe in. Breathe out. You might lose the ball here. That's okay. Go and find it if you do. This one always feels super good. Last 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and set that ball off to the side. Once you do, make your way to the top of your mat. We're just going to, again, take a couple moments to notice. Maybe now the feet feel a little bit more symmetrical. Maybe they don't. Tune into that. Again, for me, I feel definitely space through my toes. I feel a little bit taller too. Last couple moments. When you're ready, let's move into some sun salutations. On an inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. On the exhale, just swan dive into those legs, maybe bent knees again. Halfway lift, find an inhale. Plant the hands, step back to that upper push-up position, and right away lower down to your belly. Unravel the toes. We're going to get our first cobra on the next inhale. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Exhale, slowly make your way back to downward facing dog, lifting the hips, finding a stretch of the backs of those legs, maybe noticing here. How do the legs feel? Maybe the heels get a little bit closer to the mat than they have before. Just breathe wherever you are. Again, we're just going to get a couple traditional sun salutations. So warm up one breath, one movement. We'll find that flow here. If you're with me, draw the chest back. Slowly step or hop top of the mat. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, we fold in. Sweep up the arms, reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold, dive back into the legs. Inhale, half flat back. Plant the hands, step, jump, float to your vinyasa. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Reset. Beautiful. One breath in. One breath out. Press the heart back. Step or hop it, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow in. Grow tall, reach it up. Forward fold, dive back into those legs. One breath, one movement. Half flat back. Hands to your mat. Step, hop or float it. Find a vinyasa. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale back to downward facing dog again. One breath in. One breath out. Press the heart back. To the top of your mat you go. Half lift. Bow in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Dive into those legs. Inhale, half lift. Hands to your mat. Step, hop, or float it. Lift the heart, cobra up dog. Downward facing dog. One breath in. One breath out. Let's go ahead and move on from that. We'll move into our second warm up here. Press the heart back. Step or hop it, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Bend the knees to 90. Come into your first chair pose. Utkatasana, sink in. So you should be able to see your toes here. If you can't, just shift the shins back and say hello. Active through that lower body, the thighs, the quadriceps engaged, the belly turned on here too. Arms are reaching, shoulders down and away from the ears. Find your first chair. Then just breathe into it. Settle in. Beautiful. Last couple moments. We're going to move on into our next myofascial technique. Sit down just a little bit. Stand up. Bring the hands to the heart space as you breathe out. Draw the hands down by the side body here. We're going to get into the space of the ribs. So you're either going to use your big two-piece fingers or your thumbs. I'm going to start with my thumbs. I like to start with my thumbs and move as I move down, I might switch to my two-piece fingers. So we're going to use both. We're going to do both sides at the same time. And again, I'm going to start with my thumbs. I'm going to find the highest space between my ribs that I can. So find, again, a space between one of your highest ribs that you can find, and then just press into that space of the ribs. So it might not feel like your thumb gets into that. That's okay. What we're trying to do, again, here is just rehydrate the tissues of the muscles that line the ribs here. And we're going to create space so that our lungs can have a little bit more space to breathe. So stay here, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Let those thumbs sink in. Inhale. As you exhale, the thumbs sink just a little more into the ribs. One more breath here. Exhale it out. We're going to move down a rib, so find the next space and place those thumbs there. Inhale. Stay there for a couple breaths at your own pace. We're going to move and work our way down a rung each time. So 2 to 3 breaths on each rib or in between each rib that you go. Last one here is move down another rung if you haven't already. Some ribs might be harder to find a rung than others. That's fairly normal. Take an inhale. Breathe out. Stay there. Really pressing and finding a little pressure in between that rib space. Again, it's kind of like gills of a fish. Move down another rung if you haven't already. This might be where you might want to switch to the 2 fingers. I'm going to stay with my thumbs on this round and probably switch on the next. Inhale. So again, it might just be a millimeter or a centimeter that you're creating in terms of how much space. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my 2 fingers as I press into those low ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more. We got one last rung, if you can find it. It might be a little more challenging, and I'm going to switch actually to my middle finger here and press in. Take an inhale. Exhale it out. Should feel like you're getting just a little bit more air as you breathe in and out. Go ahead and let the hands drop by the side. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle. And then just notice as the hands fall down by the side body, how the side body feels. Maybe again, a little bit of space for those ribs. Could be a millimeter, a centimeter. Heck, it could feel like a half an inch. Depends on your body and how you're feeling. On the inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive in. Half flat back, inhale, length. Feel the side body get long. Plant the hands, step, hop, or float. Find your way through a vinyasa. Inhale, shine your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it out. On your next breath in, right leg's going to lift up, 3-leg dog. On the exhale, step the right foot through, ball of the back toes. Root down through that right foot as you lift up through the arms. Find your way to crescent lunge, and then just settle in for 3 breaths. Really rooting down through that right foot, active through the upper body, active through that back leg. Settle in. We're going to add a little bit of a side stretch to this pose. So because we got into the ribs, we're going to just expand on that here. Reach up, inhale. Right arm's going to drop by the right side, and you're going to lean over towards the right. Find the balance, inner thigh squeeze. Again, left side ribs, finding a little bit more space. After that myofascial technique, breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe noticing the space that the lung has to breathe here is just a little more. On the inhale, both arms sweep back up. Hands to your mat. Make your way through a vinyasa. You decide what that looks like. Back to downward facing dog. We all meet there. On your next breath in, left leg draws long. Step the left foot through, ball of the back toes. Once you're ready, root to rise, crescent lunge on the other side. Back leg active. Legs strong. Upper body light. Breath steady. Keep reaching. Breathe here. Yes, you can. Inhale, reach it up a little bit taller. Left hand's going to drop. We're going to lean over towards the left side of our space. And again, this side ribs, find a little bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last couple moments, reaching over towards the left. Right side ribs, right lung. One more. Inhale, reach it up tall. Hands to your mat. Find your way through a vinyasa as you lower. Inhale, shine that heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Yes. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. One breath, one movement. We'll make that a little more seamless. If you're with me, press the heart back. Step hopper, float it, top of the mat. Half flat back. Forward bow. Chair pose, just the breath in. Inhale. Forward fold, dive that out. Half flat back. Hands to your mat. You decide vinyasa. You could step back to down dog if you wanted to skip the vinyasas. Make your way back, down dog. Right leg draws long. Step that foot through. Inhale for crescent. Right hand drops low. Lean over towards the right. Inhale, both arms up. Hands to your mat. You decide vinyasa or dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Left leg lifts up. Step through. Inhale, crescent. Left hand drops. Lean left. Inhale, rise. Hands low. Vinyasa, you go. Inhale. Down dog. Breath out. Yes. Press the chest back. Step hopper, float it. Definitely getting the heart rate up. Half lift. Bow in. Chair pose. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Half flat back. To your mat. Find your way through a vinyasa. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Right leg up. Step through. Inhale for crescent. Right hand drops. Lean over. Inhale it up. Hands to your mat. Vinyasa, you go. Inhale. Down dog. Body a little warmer. Left side lifts. Step through. Inhale, rise. Left hand drops. Lean left. Reach it up. Hands to your mat. You go through vinyasa. We got one last round for these. We're going to add just a little touch. Staying into that side body. Press the heart back to the top of the mat. Last chair. Half lift. Fold in. Chair pose. Big breath. Forward fold. Exhale. Halfway up. To your mat, vinyasa, you lower. Lift the heart. Downward facing dog. Last side, right leg lifts up. Last round, I should say. Come to crescent lunge. Right hand drops, lean over. Stay here for 3. For 2. Beautiful crescent lunge. Inhale. On the exhale, here's where we add warrior 2. Back foot dials flat. Your front heel comes in line with that back middle arch, and you just stay here. Now the hips open towards the left side of your space. Keep breathing in and out of that nose. Should feel nice. Letting the heart rate just settle. Again, we're going to stay into the side body on these next couple shapes. Go ahead and flip the right palm up towards the sky. Reverse your warrior. Find a nice sweet side body stretch on the right side ribs. In fact, breathe into that right lung. Yes. One more full reach. Find that little bit more space. Side angle pose, right elbow, right knee. Let's come to the extended version. Top arm all the way towards the front of your room. If you need to adjust that back foot, you can. Stay. This time, finding a little length through the left side ribs. Breathe into that left lung. Stay with it. From here, last couple breaths. If you're with me, go ahead and reach forward a little more. Inhale. Plant the left hand down, plant the right foot down, ball of the back toes, just step back, downward facing dog, down dog, breathe. Beautiful, stay. We're going to switch sides. We're going to add those couple shapes here. Last side for these. Left leg draws long. Step the foot through, ball of the back toes, come to your crescent lunge. Left hand drops to the side body, lean over to the left. We stay for 3. Really pressing into that front left foot for 2. Last stretch to the right side. Inhale, come back to crescent. Exhale for warrior 2, opening towards the right side of your space now. Arms reaching, breath flowing. Steady and tall through the spine. Crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Settle in. Beautiful. Stay here. Last couple breaths. We're going to come back into the side body here. So flip that left palm. We're going to reverse our warrior first. Find a place for that right hand, either just dropping down or you could wrap behind the back. Maybe notice if you have a little more depth than you might have had in the past. Although if you don't, that's absolutely okay too. Take your last couple moments, last few breaths to breathe into that left side lung. One more full reach. Left elbow, left knee, right arm up and overhead. Find your extended version of side angle pose. If you'd like to heel toe that back foot in, you can. Find this. Breathe all the way from the right toes through the right fingers. Beautiful. Find that full reach. Last 3. Last 2. One more inhale. Plant the right hand down, left hand down. Ball of the back toes. Just step back, down dog. Breathe here. Beautiful. From here, press the chest back. Step hopper, float it top of the mat. Half flat back. Forward fold. Chair pose, squat low. Come back into chair pose. We're not here super long. Utkatasana. And then bring the hands to the heart space. We're going to start to lower all the way down to the tippy toes. So the heels are going to start to lift. A little stretch through the feet. Keep breathing. And then once you're ready, we're going to make our way to boat pose, Navasana. So slowly, and I mean slow as you can, control, shift back, breathe. Coming onto the sits bones, reach the arms forward, breathe, let that belly engage. Just here for 5, not very long. For 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Slowly make your way all the way onto your back. Let the legs extend long. Let the arms fall down the side body. And then if you can here, I just want you to lift your head. And I just want you to notice where the feet are falling here. Not trying to change them, just noticing where they are, as we're going to get into a couple things that your feet might start to fall a little bit more open. So take a breath, just notice that. Downloading that picture into your mind. And then once you're ready, take a huge breath in. Big breath out. Blink the eyes open if not already. We're just going to hug the knees in and rock our way up to a seat. You could stay where you are on your mat. I'm going to go ahead and face you. We're going to get into the hamstrings here. And the hamstrings is a place where a lot of people carry some tension, especially if you're a yoga practitioner. We definitely get into the hamstrings. If you do a lot of squats, definitely into the hamstrings as well. We're going to use both myofascial balls or tennis balls, whichever you have. And so come into a seated position with the legs extended long. I'm going to scoot back so you could see me. And we're going to place the balls right underneath the hamstrings and in no particular place per se. I'm just going to place both at the same time. My feet are a little wide. They could be closer than mine. That's absolutely okay. And then just find yourself here. Right away, you might notice that you have a lot of tension back there. If that's you, place the hands behind you and lean back. That's going to alleviate some of that tension. I'll give you a few options. So if you lean back and you're like, no, it's not enough pressure, I definitely have one for you. You're going to lean the opposite way. You're going to lean forward, maybe bringing the elbows onto the thighs. That might help. Just take a couple moments where you landed and breathe into those balls. I'm going to give you a couple more options here, really just option for movement in addition to where you are. I'm going to lean back a little bit so that I can add the movement. You don't have to. You could stay leaning forward, but it's just a little bit more of a balancing act when you're leaning forward. Option one is going to be to windshield wiper the feet. I like to go opposite so that when my feet go out, both of them are out. And then my feet go in, both of them are in. You could very well do same direction. I don't know why. I just tend to go when one's in, the other one's in. One's out, the other one's out. That's option one for movement. Option two is going to be to slightly press into the mat and lift your hips as you just go side to side. Again, cross fibering the tissues of those hamstrings. If you ever need to adjust, just adjust and make your way back. And then just breathe, whatever you decided to do. Oh, you might be making noises here. That's okay, depending on how tight your hamstrings are. I actually had a previous practice, so my hamstrings aren't as tight as, say, when I wake up or anything like that. So you could also lean one foot forward, lean one foot back, like you're pressing the gas in each foot. Go side to side. That one feels nice for me. That one you're going with the fibers of the tissue, just like the feet that we did earlier. There's the opportunity to go cross fiber, which is that side to side motion, moving the hips or the feet. I kind of like this today, where I'm going forward and back. You're not here much longer, so wherever you are, take your last 5 breaths. Keep breathing. Whew. Definitely feeling this on my right side. Last one, inhale. Exhale that out. Slowly, and I mean slowly, lift the hips off, the thighs off those balls. And we're going to come back onto our backs. So go ahead and make your way back to laying down on your back. And then again, just take a couple moments to notice how the feet fall. Was there any change? Maybe if you want to lift the head up and notice, is there any change? Maybe it's significant change. Maybe it's just slight. Maybe one side more than the other. Just breathe. Beautiful. From wherever you are, take a massive breath in. Full breath out. Gently blink the eyes open. We're going to place a bend through the knees. If your ball's not near you, go ahead and find one of them. We're going to use one as we make our way to our glutes here. And again, this is another one where we carry a lot of tension, but we might not notice. Press the feet into the mat, hips width. The feet are about hips width apart. And then once you're ready, we're going to go ahead and I'll start on my left side. So I'm going to lift the hips up and I'm going to place the ball. Actually, I'm going to show you in the bullseye area of that buttock. So really right there, right in that bullseye, find that. We're going to just make our way into the glute. So if not already, lift the hips, find the ball in that glute area. You could always adjust if you need to, but we want to be away from bone. There's a lot of muscle, lots of tissue there. So find your way onto that tissue and then just let the hips sink back into the ball once you're ready. And then option to stay here. At least stay here for a couple moments before I give you second option. Just breathe. So option 2, again, option 1, stay where you are and just breathe into that ball. Let gravity do the work for you. Option 2 is going to be to slightly lift the hips as you press into the feet and move side to side. You'll notice, especially when you come to the outer edge of that glute med, towards the glute med, you will feel this if you move side to side. Breathe wherever you go, but it's kind of like that hurts so good sensation. Although, again, not necessarily chasing the sensation, just want to find something that feels good in your body. It's almost like a massage, right? In fact, it is just self-massage. Last couple breaths, moving side to side if you decided to take that movement. You could adjust the ball if you needed. And then come back to that bullseye, set the hips down. Option to stay here. We'll give you one last option. And not all of us are going to take this. So if you don't take it, it's absolutely okay. Just stay with the knees bent. Another option, just to extend the left leg out long. Oh, yes, I definitely feel that already. Breathe into that ball. Let the tissues just sink into it. Feel that compression. If you did not extend it, or if you did extend it and it was too much, come back to the bent knee version. We're not here very long, just 3 more breaths. Beautiful. Take an inhale. If you extended the left leg long, plant that left foot back onto the mat. Start to plant through the feet, lift the hips up, remove that ball. And then again, extend one leg at a time. We're still on our backs here. And I just want you to notice, since we only worked on one side, lift the head up, maybe look at the feet and see if one foot is falling to the side more than the other. It might not. That's okay. Mine definitely did at least a couple millimeters there. It might be subtle. Maybe just notice how that leg feels that you were just on. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Exhale that out. We're going to make our way to the opposite side. So grab that ball if you have it nearby. Plant the feet about hips width. I'm going to move on to my right side. But if you took the opposite, take the opposite here. Go ahead and plant through the feet. I'm going to find that bullseye again. So finding the bullseye of that right glute is what side that I'm on. If you're on the opposite, that's okay. Breathe where you went. Just let gravity again, let the hips and glutes sink into that ball, feeling that compression. Again, if you want to stay here, that is absolutely always an option. If you wanted to add a little bit, again, the cross fibering of the tissues, press into the feet and slowly move side to side along that ball. Whew. Oh, this side feels way tighter than the other for me. And you might notice that. And it will change likely from day to day. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Beautiful last few moments side to side. Find what feels right. If you need to adjust the ball, you can. Oh, yes. A little pocket of goodness for me here in this glute. Last couple breaths. If you're with me, slowly come back to stillness, set the hips back down. And again, option to stay here. If you went to the other side and it was a little too much, it might be too much on this side too. But feel it out, try it out if you'd like. Go ahead and extend the right leg or opposite leg out long. And then just let gravity do the work. Sink into that ball again. Let the hips and the glutes just relax into that ball, that myofascial ball. Just breathe. Beautiful. If you did extend the leg long, take your last massive breath. Stay as you breathe out. Go ahead and plant that right foot back down onto the mat. Start to lift the hips up, remove that block out from under you, and then extend the legs back out long. Again, just let the feet naturally fall as they do. I don't even have to look, and I notice that my feet are totally opened out a little bit more from when I started, especially when I started the hamstrings. They were a lot tighter. My feet were more pointed towards the sky. Keep breathing. From here, take a huge inhale. Stay as you breathe out. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. We're going to rock our way up. We're just going to come into tabletop position. So we're coming back to tabletop and we're making our way onto our bellies. We're going to keep both balls nearby. So come on to your belly. We're going to come into the hips. I'm actually going to show you. We're going to come into the inner hips here. So I'll show you. Find your frontal hip bones. You can do this on your belly still. Find your frontal hip bones, or at least one of them. We're going to come about an inch inside of those and about an inch down. So right into that pelvic region. We're going to touch into those tissues. We're going to place one ball at a time. So if not already, come back onto your belly. And then while you're in this Sphinx pose, we're going to place one ball at a time. So go ahead and place one ball. You might need to make some adjustments. Just breathe. Option to keep the hands where they are in like a Sphinx variation of this, if this is enough. Second option is going to be a little bit more intense. You're going to let the elbows splay out and come on to resting on the hands. And then just breathe yourself into those balls. Just notice the balls sinking into the area of the hips. You don't have to be here very long to really let this sink into the body. In fact, we'll just be here for 5 more breaths. Take your last breath in. Breathe out. Go ahead and place the hands underneath the shoulders and press your way to a tabletop position as slow as you need. Let the balls come off to the side. Come back to child's pose just for transition. And then when you're ready, come back to tabletop position and we're going to come into our Shavasana. So go ahead and swing those legs forward. Come on to your back. And then that should feel nice. Let that just dissipate. The sensations, the circulation. Just breathe. In fact, let the breath go to your normal rhythm. Maybe notice the tissues feeling a bit more rehydrated. Maybe a little energy throughout the body. We will say that is the end of this practice today. I hope you leave feeling a little more refreshed. Namaste.